Okay, guys, so I know I just posted a video, but there is a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for days. Um, and I'm not sure if you guys have seen this video where the dating coach is talking to a female that's about like 35 years old or so. And, he's a dating counselor or a dating coach. And so she's talking to him and she's giving him a background and, they're discussing her list. So, as women and men, I believe we all have a list. The things that we, consider our standards. Things that we're not willing to waver on. I think sometimes we do kind of compromise with our list as we get older because some of them things are just impossible or not realistic. Yeah, I believe, it's okay to have a list. It's okay. Like, you got things that you're like, oh, he gotta be tall. So I don't, you may say you don't date short men, or I don't date short men. I only date tall, guys or females, or she gotta be light skinned, she gotta be dark skinned. I mean, all of those can be a little discriminatory sometimes, but guess what? People have preferences, so it is what it is. But one of her things on her list, she was like, I want a 6-figure man, right? And so he asked her, he was like, well, do you make 6 figures? And she was like, yeah, I do. I make 6 figures. So it's nothing wrong with it. I've heard women say that, men have to be in a certain tax bracket for them to want to date them, or they got to have good credit. So I do feel like that if you are requiring those things from somebody, you probably should at least meet them halfway. Because it can't all be on them. You probably should be working on your credit or have good credit to meet them halfway. If you feel like that you want somebody 6 figures, more than likely you probably don't need to make it, but that's the determination of the person who's making 6 figures if they want to date somebody that's not. Like women want to say, oh, I would never date nobody from McDonald's. So at some point you kind of need to decide what it is you're looking for in a man or a woman. You need to decide if you want to be married or you're looking for something casual. Like, some people know that, but to kind of go into it blind and be like, oh, whatever will be, it's probably not a good look. Like, if you don't want kids, that's something you need to tell somebody up front. I know sometimes women try to change men's mind, like, oh, if he with me, he'll want kids. Don't do that, because more than likely he'll resent them later, and he'll say it was all your idea because you wanted kids and he told you in the beginning that he did not. And men, if you know you don't want kids, it's probably not a good idea to have sex unprotected. Like, cause then you're still giving the idea that you are willing to have children with this person. So protect yourself. Like, if you know that's not something you want, protect yourself. But moving on, again, like I said, she had certain things on her list. So, as she went on, she's telling him, she's like, oh, I'm 30 something years old. And he's like, okay, well, number one, do you know anybody that makes 6 figures? And she like, no. And so he started going on with that, like going on, unpacking that. All right, you don't know nobody 6 figures. All right, it might have been a little harsh, but I think sometimes people need a little reality check. Like, check yourself. Be willing to, like I said, go back and revisit your list as you get older. Like, maybe that was cool when you was younger, but people that do want, like, basketball players and stuff, it's a lot of work that go into that. You got to, keep yourself up. You got to do a lot of, like, nipping and tucking sometimes to maintain it, because they're looking for a certain type of woman. And then for the people that may not be making 6 figures, you got to figure out why he has to make 6 figures. Is it because you want him to take care of you with these 6 figures? Are you going to help him multiply the money? Like what are your intentions with him, with his account or what he's making? Like, why is that important to you? You know why that's important? Because that's probably going to be a question that he's going to ask you. Know your intentions and make sure your intentions are good. Don't just go out there just freestyling. And so the part is, so now he started asking her, like, rate yourself. So he was like, you cannot say 7. For whatever reason, he said that, but he told her that. So he rated herself, and she was like, I'm a 5 when I wake up and I'm a 6 when I put myself together. Now, I feel like she wasn't on an A game there. I understand that, it's okay to be real with yourself, but there's no way I would have said that I was a 5. I might have said I was an 8, and I got work to do because nobody's perfect, but there's no way I would have said I was a 5. So I feel like that she kind of put herself on the chopping block. She gave herself, she gave him ammo to be like, okay, well, you average, so why would he want you anyway? Like, it's all right to be average, but it showed that she lacked confidence. So then she was like, oh, and then with the 6. So you telling me that once you, like, put your makeup and stuff on, that was kicked you to the next level. You got to be confident, especially if you're dealing with somebody who is of a higher caliber, as, you would think so. And then, too, the other thing I wanted to say about the 6-figure thing. So if somebody's making 6 figures, more than likely they're putting a lot of time into their business or their job. So once you get this person with 6 figures, you have to be willing to or be ready for what else is coming with that. Because now you may not see him as much. He may not be, accessible all the time. So you got to prepare your mind for that, because once you get that, now you're going to have a new issue that you need to, discuss with him or her. And then, like, she was like, oh, well, my body's a 10. Okay, so your body's a 10, but your face is a 5, and you're a 6 when you put yourself together. The numbers just wasn't matching up. Do I think that he was a little harsh? Probably to some people, but at the same time, number one, she decided to go on there. So more than likely, she was willing to hear the truth. And if she wasn't, then she needed to think hard and, very hard before she go on any more dating platforms, and expose herself or put herself out there. Right now, we're in a time of, viral. And we know women are sensitive. So a lot of women was on her side and were like, oh, that he shouldn't have came at her like that. But she shouldn't have went on there. Like, she shouldn't have went on there. Like, at some point, you need to figure out what you're trying to do on your own. Like, you don't need somebody to tell you that you ain't shit, basically. You don't need somebody to tell you or remind you of that, especially if she already had low self-esteem. I think going on there did not help her situation. I think it actually made it worse. And if anybody else saw it that she was trying to date, or that she would have had the potential to date, probably now is no longer interested. He's like, oh, okay, well, you got low self-esteem, sis, so I'm cool. Like, you got to come bring your A game at all times. Even if you don't always feel like it, people don't always have to know that. I know I don't always feel my best sometimes, and it may not always show, or sometimes it may. I mean, people call you out on it, especially if you're not yourself. People will call you out on it, let you know, like, listen, is there something going on? And I would want people to, pull my coattail. Maybe if I'm not doing my hair, or if I seem a little down, or I've had people bring to my attention, hey, you don't have on red lipstick. Yeah, I'm just not feeling it today. So those things, you need them people around you to kind of pull you out your depression too, boost your confidence. When people say, oh, you look nice today, those things go a long way. People getting you to smile, or you smiling at other people. So, and just be real with yourself. Be real with yourself. If you do have a list, go back and don't be afraid to reorganize and restructure your list and add things on there, new things, and take things off as you get older. Like, I do believe that as you mature and change and evolve, you will things will come off your list, and you find that some of those things are not as realistic as you change your circle or meet new men. Like, you might have said, yeah, I want somebody that got, like, nice cars. Then he may have a nice car and he may have money, but his conversation might be whack. Or he may not be the smartest apple in the bunch. And at some point, like, I can't deal with that. Like, that'll just, like, stress me out heavily. So if you do have a list, like I said, make sure you evaluate it. If you, like, are freshly out of a relationship, I know people tell you to jump back into another one. But you have to be mentally available and emotionally available to even do that. So if you're not mentally and emotionally available to do that, please do not do that. I will advise you not to do that, because you won't be available to the other person. And it's not fair to them to have to try to break down all these walls that you knew were up in the beginning. It's just not fair to them. So be cognizant of that and conscious of that if you're not ready to move on into a new situation. And for the young lady, next time, be on your A game. Be on your A game, sis. There's a lot of strong men out here who will tear you down, and you don't need no help with that. So share this video and like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. For those that already subscribed, thank you. I'm getting to my goal slowly but surely, but I'm at 25 subscribers, so I think that's, an achievement in itself. So thank you for watching if you're watching, and see you next time.